Hi everyone, can you hear me?
Yes, Ahmed, we can hear you. Yes, you can start.
Perfect. All right. So thank you all for tuning in for the Generative AI and Analytics for FP&A webinar. Uh, uh, this is Ahmed El-Shamy speaking, and I'm accompanied by Mohamed ElRouby and all of the Hoft Academy team. Before we actually get started, I would like to give a very good news regarding Hoft Academy status that we have successfully made a partnership with the European International University in Paris. And all of our programs and certifications will be accredited and validated by the EIU or the European International University, um, including all of the executive education and the higher education in finance, strategy, and digital transformation projects and programs as well. As you all know already, that we are already existing in more than three countries. We have our own headquarter in UAE. We also have our presence in KSA and UK. We have trained more over 6,000 participants. We have helped participants all over 30 countries plus. We have helped organizations and large corporations over 50, maybe more, during our tenure in our training facility, as well as we have more than 30 trainers that are well diversified and covering all of the parts regarding digital transformation, strategy, data analytics, finance, data storytelling, soft skills, as well as all of the technical skills that you will need to excel in your corporate life. Our strategic partners are actually more than what you see on the screen at the moment, but these are the top highlighted strategic partners, including PwC Academy, 360 Business Partners, CFO University, AFP, Forefront, Finance Business Partner Today, Tangible, and more. And these are some of our top clients, including IBM, Etisalat, PwC themselves, Riyadh Bank, and many, many more from a lot of countries across the Middle East and Africa, as well as others in Asia across the globe. And as you can see that I'm accompanied by Mr. Mohamed ElRouby. He's a global finance and strategy leader, FP&A expert, and an expert in finance digitalization. And myself, I am a data analytics and regulatory technology and generative AI specialist. And today we will be walking through the new trends and the new activities that are being on demand today for the FP&A world, including the realm of data analytics and generative AI. I would love to leave the floor for Mohammed to speak first and to walk us through the journey of how he would be able to see what is the needed skill set and what is the needed requirement in today's FP&A world. Mohammed, please go ahead.
Thank you, Ahmed, and hello, everyone. Today we have very interesting topic and very interesting webinar. We're gonna talk about two interesting topics for the FP&As. The first one is about analytics, and as all of you know that how analytics is very, very important for the FP&As. So I'm gonna take you through the analytics and its importance. And then Ahmed will take you through the generative AI and how can we leverage generative AI, especially ChatGPT, in making the FP&A functions more efficient and more agile. Let me start with a very quick stories about 3 FP&As. And I need each one of you to be interactive, and I need everyone to be very engaging during this webinar. So please, in the chat box and in the Q&A, please leave your questions, leave your feedback, and I need your feedback about those 3 stories. Let me start with the first story, which is about Mr. Calculator. Mr. Calculator is an FP&A or a finance professional, and he started to present the month-end numbers to the executives and the board of directors. So he started to say, our sales is 70 million, and we succeeded to achieve 70 million as a top line or as a revenue. However, our number is 10% below our previous year, and our OPEX also is 5% above our budget. So Mr. Calculator said that to the management. So the management started to ask, why we have decline in sales? There is no answer. Why we have overspend in OPEX? No answer. Which product is impacting the business? No answers. Why? Because Mr. Calculator only presented numbers, just numbers. We have sales of 70 million, 10% below prior year, 5% above plan, without any explanations, without any insights, just numbers. Please drop your feedback in the chat box. How do you see that types of presentations? The second FP&As, which is Mr. Dashboarder. So Mr. Dashboarder started to present the month-end numbers to the management, and he started to say, we succeeded to achieve 20% sales growth versus prior year due to a successful marketing campaign. Our days sales outstanding improved by 10 days due to implementing new effective collection process. So Mr. Dashboarder, once he presented that performance, the management started to say, is it sustainable? That's a good news, but what about the year to go? What about the future? What about the remaining months? How can we improve that performance? So Mr. Dashboarder presented the performance, and he shared with the management the drivers or the reasons behind that performance. So I need your feedback also about Mr. Dashboarder and how do you see that type of presentation. The third one is Mr. Strategic Advisor. Mr. Strategic Advisor, when he presented the month-end performance to the executives and to the management, he said, our performance is 20% sales decline versus prior year, and that's due to entrance of new competitor. So there is a new competitor into the market and impacted our sales by 20%. So we lost 20%. But after deep discussion with the commercial team, so I'm as a business partner, as a strategic advisor, I sit with the commercial team and we propose the following actions. Number 1, implement a trade discount scheme to our top 10 key accounts. Number 2, run intensive marketing campaign in the coming winter season. Number 3, sign 3 new contracts with the big key accounts to increase our footprint in the northern area. We expect to regain our lost market share again within 6 months. So the management started to say, oh, let's do it. We agreed about this plan. We support the proposed actions. The action plan is very clear. Let's reallocate our resources behind it. So I need you to drop in the chat box which one you prefer, which one you see presented a real business insights, which one of the 3 presented a real actionable insights. So Mr. Calculator did what? Mr. Calculator just presented numbers, right? Same as any traditional accountant, just presenting numbers. Our sales is 70 million. We are 10% below prior year, just presenting numbers, numbers, numbers. This is Mr. Calculator. However, Mr. Dashboarder which is, we can say, more advanced, he started to present a good dashboard. He put it in a very nice dashboard. He explained what is behind numbers, but without any looking forward, without any so what, without telling people what will happen in the future. Just he told people what happened and why that happened, without any looking forward views. But Mr. Strategic Advisors, this person presented to the management three things. He told them what happened. So he said, yes, our performance is below prior year. But as a business partner, as a strategic business advisors, I sit with the commercial people and we agreed on action plans. So we know we lost 20% decline. We know that because of the new competitor. So he told them what happened and why that happened. And he told them what, so what? What is the actions? The management doesn't expect from us just to present to them what happened and what is the reason. The management expect from us to tell them, so what is the actions? What is the action plan to close the gap? What is the action plan to improve the performance? What is the action plan to mitigate the risks? So this person is a true business partner. He said to the commercial team and he agreed with them on the actions and he presented to the management the full story. What happened, why that happened, and so what. This is why, as an FP&A people, as a finance professionals, if you are a CFO or a finance manager or FP&A or accountant, when you present to the management only numbers, you are just giving them data. Even if you put it in a very nice dashboard, very nice presentation, very nice PowerPoint, but still data. When you tell them just what happened, just facts, just actuals, still data. When you tell them what is behind the data, you are presenting information. So when I tell the management, yes, we have increase in sales because of a successful marketing campaign, you told them why that happened, right? What is the reason of that performance? So you are presenting information. But the management needs from you also to tell them about the future, what will happen, and how can we get that done? How can we improve our business? How can we mitigate the risks? This is called business insights. So what will happen, and how can we get that done, or how can we mitigate the risk, or how can we improve things? So this is a difference between data, information, insights. Data told us what happened, information told us why that happened, but business insights telling us so what. This is why we need to learn analytics, because analytics will help us to provide to the management business insights. I'm sure all of you as a finance professionals, you always receive a feedback from the management. We need a real business insights. We need from the finance department a business insights. We don't need only numbers, because numbers anyone can get it, right? If I'm a CEO or a sales director or commercial director, I can just go to the system and see what happened, right? But the management needs from us as a finance professional, especially FP&As, someone to tell them what happened, why that happened, and so what. This is what we have to provide. So here the business analytics came and provide to us three levels of analytics we have to provide to the management. So there are four levels of data analytics, which are: number one, descriptive analytics, which when you tell your audience or the management about what happened, descriptive analytics. I'm just describing what happened. We have increase in sales, we have decline in OPEX, we have overspending in OPEX, we have shortage in cash flow. This is called descriptive analytics. And in the descriptive analytics, we will need only our ERP system or our accounting system, right? But when it comes to telling people why that happened, so what is the reasons why we have performance below budget or why we have decline versus prior year, that's called diagnosis analytics. When you make your analysis to understand what is behind numbers, so that's called diagnostic analytics. Then the third layer of analytics, which is called predictive analytics. When you tell your management or your audience or your business what will happen in the future, yes, our pricing strategy generate a decline, but if we continue with the same pricing strategy, we're gonna lose our EBITDA or our target by X amount. So you tell them what will happen. Based on the last 4 months performance, I expect the sales to grow more by double digit. So you tell them what will happen. That's called predictive analytics. When you provide the management prediction, forecast, looking forward views. And then the fourth step of the analytics was called prescriptive analytics. Prescriptive analytics, when you tell the management what will happen and how can we get that done. So we told them, based on that scenario, if we implemented that marketing campaign, we can improve our sales by 5%. If we implemented that pricing strategy, we can improve our top line by 10%. If we improve that cost optimization strategy, we can improve our EBITDA by X%. So predictive analytics, when you share with the management different analytics, prescriptive analytics, different scenarios, and how can we get that done. So that's called prescriptive analytics. So the perfect scenario, if you would like to be a true business partner, you have to provide the management and leverage all the types of analytics. Descriptive analytics to tell them what happened, diagnostic analytics to tell them why that happened, predictive to tell them what will happen, and prescriptive analytics how to get that done, or how can we mitigate the risk, or how can we make the plans done. So as an FP&A, again, we have 4 layers. If we provide the management only what happened, tell them just actuals, just numbers, you are a reporter, just telling people, this is our performance, this is our balance sheet, this is our cash flow, this is our sales, this is our OPEX. You are just a reporter. When you advance your skills as a business partner, as an FP&A business partner, you move from reporter to a commentator, which is a person who tells the management what is behind the numbers. We have decline in sales because of X amount. We have increase in OPEX because of that. So we are moving to a next layer, which is a commentator. Then the third level, which is called advisor. When you started to provide the management with something very important, which is about what will happen, you tell them the predictive. So you started to be an advisor. And the last one is the strategist. When you provide the management what happened, why that happened, what will happen, and so what. Provide your management with a predictive analytics, telling them what will happen and how can we get that done. Providing your management with scenario planning, scenario analysis. This is the best situation for the FP&A to be a strategist who provides the management everything they need. And from system perspective, to be a reporter, just telling people what happened, sharing the actual performance, sharing the dashboard, sharing the analysis, you need just ERP system, BI system, Excel, Power BI. This is what you can always need to be a reporter. As a commentator, you might need also BI system like Tableau or Power BI or whatever BI system. So it can help you to be a commentator, which help you to make any kind of analysis. But to provide a predictive analytics, to provide looking forward views, to provide a forecast to the management, you need something different. You need a statistical tools. And to provide a prescriptive analytics, you need something completely different. You need to leverage AI and machine learnings and different advanced tools to provide different scenario planning and scenario analysis to your management. And here you can see where the importance of leveraging AI to provide a prescriptive analytics to your management. So I always receive this question. Do you think AI will replace us as a finance professionals? Do you think AI will replace finance people? Do you think AI will replace FP&A people? The answer is no. AI does not replace people, but people who use AI will replace people who don't use AI. So you have to learn AI. AI will help you, will not replace you. AI will only help you. So we need people, we need AI to work together to provide a real business insights. AI standalone cannot work without people, right? People without AI will be replaced by the people who use AI. This is why today we're gonna learn how to use one type of AI, which is a generative AI, and Ahmed will take you through it. So the second questions, what should AI do and what should people do, right? So we need to know what is the role of the machines or of the AI and what is the role of people, because sometimes people feel that AI will replace us. You think generative AI is enough, no need for people? No, everyone has different role. So the machine or the AI will do what? Will make calculations on our behalf to save our time. It helps us to make predictions. It helps us to process quickly and in a very high level of speed, enforcing rules, simple decisions, generating advices. This is what the AI do. But we need people to do what? Strategy and design. AI can help you for strategy planning, right? For scenario planning, for scenario analysis. But do you think AI will make the decision on your behalf? Definitely no. So we need people to make strategy, to set strategy, to design a strategy. We need people to make a judgment. If AI give you some options, who's gonna decide what is the right options? What is the right decision? People. So we still need people, right? Exceptional handling. AI and machine learning, they need someone to help the machine to learn more and more and fixing. If they give us a wrong data, we have to teach the machine, right? So who's gonna teach the machine? People, right? Who's gonna make complex decisions? People. Who's gonna set the algorithm or the rules to the AI? People. Who's gonna build the machine? Who's gonna build the coding? Who's gonna build the all the developing areas? People. So still need people, we still need AI, but they should work together to provide a real business insights to the management. With that, I will hand over to Ahmed. He's gonna take you through the AI and how can you leverage AI to work more agile and more efficient as an FP&A. Please leave your questions in the chat box. Over to you, Ahmed.
Thank you, Mohammed. Well, actually, most of the parts are actually great when it comes to discussing the difference between the analytical parts and how we can use it and leverage it. And I like how you try to synthesize on the importance of not only telling the numbers and not only just describing why it happened, but also share the strategic insight of the person on how to either resolve the issue or drive the business forward. And that's, I think, in my mind, the main pillar of any financial planning and analysis specialist is not only to just generate random reports or just provide the numbers, because quite frankly, when we are talking about what is happening in today's corporate world, most of the reports are already getting automated or semi-automated, and most of the people are already having this sort of automated dashboard that they can see all the numbers in it. But the dashboard will not drive the business forward. The dashboard or the numbers that pop on the screen will never make a strategic decision. People who are using it and leveraging to their advantage and using the latest techniques and methodologies and frameworks in order to implement such thing will be able to leverage the numbers, will be able to leverage everything around them in order to make it happen. And this is why I want to concentrate on the fifth pillar of the analytics, which is the cognitive analytics. Coming to see the brain behind the generative AI and what will be actually going forward. So let me describe the generative AI. If you can move to the next slide, please.
Are you going to share your screen, Ahmed, or?
If you want me to share my screen, it's fine.
Yeah, because you're going to
Yeah.
share practice with people.
Yeah.
Stop sharing.
Yeah, let me. I think I can share my screen now. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Are you able to see the screen now? I hope so.
Not it. No. Can you share it again?
Yeah, 1 second. I
Yeah,
think
we
it's
can see it
over
now.
now.
Yes.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you. So this is why I want to concentrate on the cognitive analytics part, which is the fifth and the newest element of the analytics family, and explain what is actually the meaning behind generative AI. When we are talking about generative AI and when we are seeing it in all of our LinkedIn posts, we are seeing generative AI here, generative AI there, and we don't really know what is it. Generative AI in general is any system or any algorithm that is able to generate new text or new data that is in form of text, image, video, audio, or any type of type of form of data that you can either see or hear. Doesn't matter if it's like an essay, doesn't matter if it's an image or generating a random video on the internet or generating a random audio. This is all under the umbrella of generative AI. But the main part that we are discussing today is using the smart generative AI that has the intellectual capabilities and the logical capabilities to be implemented into the FP&A ecosystem using the machine learning to learn from the vast majority of data from the financial data that we have from multiple sources, either from the finance department or from other departments like procurement, like marketing, like HR, or any other department within the organization, because you as an FP&A specialist, you will be able to work with all of these departments. You will be a true finance business partner. That's why you need to get a grasp of all various sources of data, as well as using the deep neural networks, how we are able to mimic the human behavior, how we are able to see how the finance specialists are doing their work from day-to-day activity, and how we are going to automate or semi-automate this exact behavior in our analytical models. And this comes back to the main differentiation between the traditional AI and generative AI. Because every now and then we see that every single software right now or solution that we are using, sometimes they are backing it up by AI, or sometimes they're just saying the word that it's powered by AI to sell more, right? And we don't fundamentally know that the difference or the differentiation part between both. Traditional AI, or the classic AI, as we love to call it, is anything that analyzes existing data and make predictions or decisions based on the historical events. And we can see that this description fits perfectly with our financial modeling practices. Does it mean that it's under the umbrella of the traditional AI? Absolutely. Does it mean that the basic Excel functions that we use to forecast any value is considered a traditional AI? Yes, but we didn't label it before because we didn't have the need to label it. It was by nature to use it from our day-to-day activity, and that's why we didn't have the urge or the need to label it properly. But now, given that there is some sort of new form of AI, which is called the generative AI, we need to label things right. And on the other hand, having generative AI in practice, it's basically focusing on creating or generating, hence the name generative, new data and insights from the existing data, as well as helping us to navigate through the data and using logic or simulated logic in order to learn from the existing patterns and extract it and help us moving or shaping how we will be able to use it strategically. Now it comes to mind how I will be able to use generative AI in FP&A? And how can I revolutionize the entire department or my entire function as an FP&A specialist? And when it comes to mind on how to streamline it or how to put it in practice, there are a lot of ways that we are going to discuss even beyond today's topic or today's discussion. But when we are talking about budgeting and forecasting, for example, the entire process can be automated using generative AI. And when we are talking about the strategic decision support, you can have your own analytical bot or your second hand or your second brain, kind of like Iron Man when he had Jarvis, when he built it from scratch to help him create the suit and then build the entire empire that he had in the movie. It's the same thing that you can actually accomplish and have it between your hands, or not only to be your second brain and to offload the existing tasks that you do boringly on a day-to-day activity, but also to help you shape the future of your company and of your organization forward by actually giving you a very informative strategic insights on your existing data. So it comes to predictive analytics. You may ask yourself also, okay, I'm already doing it. I'm already applying it in my financial model. I'm already applying it in my softwares and tools that I'm using. Maybe I'm using some sort of advanced ERP systems or whatever. But when we are talking about the makeover of predictive analytics, we are talking about the next level of advanced forecasting. When we are talking about streamlining multiple data sources in order for us to have the proper data management and the proper all-in-one hub for us to take a proper decision. We are talking about handling complex data, more than maybe 5 million, 10 million, 20 million rows. This such thing will never be able to be accomplished by a human without having a proper team and splitting it over days, if not weeks, in order to extract such a valuable analysis. But when it comes to the usages of the new concept of generative AI, how we are able to squish all of the analytical process from days to hours and from weeks to days, and sometimes it even takes seconds before you even blink in order to finalize such a report. It's such a fascinating thing to me, to be honest. At last but not least, the stock market predictions, for example, this is something that maybe you had to be a specified quant analysis in order to do it. But in fact, this is something that you can now achieve in a blink of an eye as well, just because of the streamlined data analytics and the capabilities of the generative AI, that it can help and it can boost your predictions in order to have the proper insight and to have the proper decision when it comes to buying stocks and so on and so forth. And this is where it comes to the AI and machine learning. We always hear about AI and machine learning in every single aspect. When it comes to automation, when it comes to predictive analytics, as I said earlier, but nobody has mentioned how it can help us in having the proper decision making, and how can it replace me as a person to take a decision. Is it even cognitive enough or sane enough in order for it to take a decision for me? Should I rely on it really in order to take the decision that it will give me and not screw the entire company up? And this is where it's called like the negative bias for us. Because if I'm going to let the machine learning model decide for me without thinking about the consequences and without thinking about how it can drive it forward, this will actually make me dumb, because I'm relying on a machine that doesn't have anything but the input data, and I'm just blindly taking the output that it generated for me to apply it without rationale, without logical thinking. And this is where Mohamed was stressing about, that it will never replace us, because it will never be able to do what a human can do, but if only if a human or a person that was able to leverage it to their advantage and able to streamline their processes and able to automate their tasks, their tedious tasks from day-to-day activities, and semi-automate the complex tasks and squish it from weeks to days or maybe even hours, implementing the predictive analytics as well as helping in taking the proper decision based on the variables and the data input that it will give. This is where it comes in handy, and this is where it will be an enabler for you to take a faster and data-driven decisions. And of course, we all know that as an FP&A specialist, cost is the very first thing that you will have to take over and see if you can optimize it. It's like the very first task that you will be thrown at. We need to optimize the costs and we need to drive the revenues forward. And when it comes to the utilization of generative AI, and when we hear concepts like agentic AI or building your own AI agent or your second hand. All of these things are already helping us, but can it really drive the cost down? Can it have some sort of cost-effective measures? And my answer is absolutely yes, because you are saving, if I may say, the salary of a strategic business partner to be sitting next to you, only giving you advices that you will be able to have maybe identical, if not more accurate, using the generative AI agents and using the concept of agentic AI to your advantage, as well as helping you in your risk mitigation strategy, how to address potential challenges and how to foresee what might happen based on the current circumstances. We all know that we are in a volatile, living in a volatile world, and there are ups and downs. And ever since Corona, for example, in 2020, nobody was expecting the disruption that has happened in today's world. And moving forward with the implementation of AI and everything, you never know what might happen in the future. At last but not least, when we are talking about the profitability enhancements, we are actually having the capability to identify the opportunities and to identify the gaps where we can fill and utilize in order to increase our financial performance and in order to increase the optimization of our numbers, whether to boost the revenues forward or to reduce the costs. It can also help us in our all of M&A opportunities, mergers and acquisitions, because when we are talking about M&As in 2024, 2025, we are seeing that there are a lot of M&A processes that are taking in action at the moment, especially for the venture capital, for the startups. Some big players are already buying or acquiring the small players, but the potential ones. And we are seeing that there is a clear need for understanding how to do the latest M&A techniques, how to have some sort of understanding market expansions, the diversifications, expanding yourself to new markets and new horizons in order to understand how it's being done effectively and how it's being done actually properly, if I may say, because the wrong execution of M&A techniques might actually cause a catastrophic failure on the long run. This is where we jump into the specialized use cases for AI. When we are talking about artificial intelligence use cases and we are building our own agent and we can use it as our second brain or a second hand, and we are giving the example like Jarvis in Iron Man movie. In the movie, actually, Tony Stark was actually asking Jarvis to build a new element, or maybe build a new suit, or maybe help him build a new concept. But how can we actually be making it willing for us and to create what we want to create? We can use it to help us in building our own targeted analysis based on the qualitative and the quantitative factors or the data points that we have. We can have some sort of complex or sophisticated data handling because when we have a vast majority of data from multiple sources, instead of requiring weeks or days to handle it, it would be done instantaneously, as well as having the transformative impact on your department, seeing how it will be changing and revolutionizing the entire department and the entire processes. It will actually make everyone's life better in terms of the work-life balance, in terms of focusing on more creative thinking, in terms of focusing on strategic thinking, and be actually a valuable part of your company. And as Mohammed said, being a strategic business partner and thinking strategically is the most important thing. So instead of focusing on the tedious tasks of extracting the numbers and trying to make sense out of it and doing the basic calculations, you would think from another dimension on how to move the business forward. And this actually makes me jumping into the an interesting study that was done by McKinsey and Company regarding the practices of generative AI high performance. They have done a very comprehensive study that it implemented a lot of data points and data elements. They were trying to see the high performers or the people that are using generative AI high performance when we are talking about extracting reports and utilizing the reports, and they are comparing it to the all other non-generative AI users in multiple sectors, including data, risk, operation model, technology, strategy, talent or HR, as well as adaptation and scaling. And they have seen that the vast majority of people that are actually having a better performance and a better outcome in their day-to-day activity or capturing the real value are the people that are using generative AI in all sectors with no questions asked. The numbers are getting squished and demolished by everyone who is using generative AI in their day-to-day activities. And this makes me actually really, really happy to see that ever since in 2022, when generative AI was introduced as a commercial product by ChatGPT or by OpenAI, it wasn't being used as it was today. It was only a very basic tool that you would ask some questions like, what is the weather today? Or I need to pick a color for my dress today, or some silly questions like these, into something that can really be implemented in our work life, and we can rely on it. And this is where, when we see such studies being or shedding the light on these topics, it actually makes me more confident that the usage of generative AI will actually drive businesses forward and actually add value to the company. This is a case study that I have prepared on how to use and leverage generative AI. And I'm sure that at least one of us viewers have seen or have encountered such a problem in their day-to-day activity. There was a need for preparing strategic financial modeling for M&A task. There were two companies that were given, company A and company B, with some financial numbers, including revenues, EBITDA, capital expenditure, net debt for both companies across 5 years time span. And the quest was to see if it was foreseeable to have both companies merged or not. I'm sure that any one of us who is working in the FP&A field was presented with such a problem. And in order for us to finalize it, we would either build our own models and our own Excel sheets, or we would just drop the numbers into a pre-made sheet and then build everything from scratch in order to make it make sense. But with the usage of generative AI, I was able to finalize everything and generate these beautiful charts, as you can see, in maybe less than 10 seconds or maybe 20 seconds, just because I knew how to ask it the right questions. I knew how to deal with generative AI properly. It didn't give me a vague answer. It didn't give me a gray answer. It gave me exactly what I wanted based on the instructions that I gave it at the beginning and based on how I manipulated generative AI using special techniques in order to make it make what you see at the moment. And this was actually done in a blink of an eye, and I'm not really kidding. It's like it took me maybe less than 20 seconds to finalize it. Another case study also, not another case study, another report that was built on top of the case study itself. Instead of typing it and trying to make it make sense, I've crafted the initial draft report for the entire process, and I've also given my conclusion based on it. And this was also done using the help of generative AI. Another case study that we are also being presented by is the multi-scenario budget planning.
Sorry, Ahmed, to interrupt you. Just one important. I see Asad, you are raising your hand. Do you have any question? Let me unmute him.
Yeah, please.
So, Asad, you can unmute yourself and ask your question. Okay, so if anyone has any question, please drop it in the
At
chat
any
box
time.
or in the Q&A section. And yeah, and just another important note that we have 3 winners at the end of the webinar, so stay with us. We're gonna run a wheel, and 3 of you will win very good prizes from Hoft Academy. So stay tuned and wait until the end of the webinar.
Perfect. So as you can see, the second case study that was presented by is a multi-scenario budget planning case study. And we had some basic info, the baseline, the optimistic and the pessimistic scenarios for the time span of 5 years. And the target here was to also create the entire plan as well as create the required visualizations that will be presented to the senior stakeholders. And in any normal scenario, you would also need the existing data, and you would know some information about the raw material cost, the interest rate, and the current financial statements in order to finalize it. But instead of taking hours, if not days, in order to finalize it, I also finalized it in a blink of an eye based on how I built my own agentic model and how I instructed generative AI to help me finalize everything and how to overcome such problem. And it helped me in not only in building the visualizations needed, but also to build me the entire report that will be presented to the senior stakeholders. Another fact that we should look at is the AI adaptations in numbers, because when we are talking about the companies and the large corporations that have started to adopt AI, the numbers are quite fascinating because 65% of organizations regularly using generative AI as we speak worldwide. At least one in every company or one in every organization has or have used generative AI in the past, which is considered really, really a good indicator for rapid growth, because last year it was only around 30%, something like this. When we are seeing that it's only getting 65% by 2024, you know for a fact that it will reach almost 90% by the end of 2025 or 2026, and you have to master it and get your head around it and grasp the concept and learn how to utilize it before it's too late. And you need to have and see the sense of the transformative impact that AI has done to all of the organizations. Like, for example, if you ever heard the latest Google announcement, there was a seminar, and the Google CEO was actually proud, saying that more than 25% of the new code in Google was generated by generative AI. And you can imagine how a company like Google itself is proudly announcing that 25% of the entire new code structure in 2024 was coded by generative AI. If Google is doing it, you should do it too. Another study that was also done by McKinsey uh, uh, highlighting the adaptation worldwide for generative AI, you can see how it's being trendy from 2017 up to 2024. And this actual part where we can see the adaptation of the usage of generative AI in 2023 in light blue, it was only started to be around 33 percent, but now it has jumped to 65% in 2024. However, the adoption of AI started way back in 2017. It was only 20% up to 72%. So generative AI might take over the traditional AI or the so-called AI as we know it, and it might actually reach to a point where it's close to 100%. Any questions regarding what we have discussed, Mohammed and myself, in
Yes,
terms of,
we have Mr. Hatim.
uh,
You are raising your hand. You
yeah, please go ahead.
yeah, please go ahead.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
I raised my hand by mistake, but I have question also. What
Please.
kind of software do we use that would help us get the strategic insights for our analysis? Because for me, I only know ChatGPT for the meantime. What kind of AI can help me get insights out of my spreadsheets and data?
Yeah. This is actually a very good question because when we are seeing the competition of generative AI tools, the commercial or the commercialized generative AI tools in the market, we see a lot of tools and a lot of softwares, and we often come into analysis paralysis. Which one should we use? And the most famous one is ChatGPT, as you mentioned, but there are other tools like Google Gemini Advanced, like Perplexity, like Claude 3.5 Sonnet model, or using a local model like the one that was presented by Facebook or Meta, sorry, the company that developed Facebook. They have released a free open source AI model that can be implemented locally, and then you can run and streamline everything on your local device. NVIDIA has done the same. There are a lot of other models on Hugging Face, for example, that are actually releasing every now and then more and more detailed and more sophisticated models that can help you reach your goals in terms of building the strategic analysis or being your strategic advisor, which has also the capability to analyze complex or vast majority of data with less hallucination rate, because we all know that ChatGPT, at least in one point in time, it hallucinates a lot and it doesn't give you the proper information. That's why we need to be very, very careful, and we need to be very, very cautious about what we are using and how we are using it and how we are perceiving it. I hope I answered the question.
Yes, thank you for that. But if there is any like a list that can help us, this AI would help you with the spreadsheets. This AI would help you with the presentation of PowerPoint. This AI will help you. Yes, please. Thank you very much.
I've released
Appreciate
a list of I made like a series on my LinkedIn profile back in the day, maybe 3 months ago, if I'm not mistaken. I've mentioned all of the softwares available to automate the spreadsheet work or to automate the data analysis work. I've done another series on all the available software to automate the presentation work. And I've also done more and more regarding the report fine-tuning and the complex data analysis. And I will be sharing it again on my LinkedIn profile, and I can be sharing it also by the end of the webinar on the web chat.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I can see another raising hand here.
Yeah, we have Asad.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
I had a question regarding the Gen AI taking over the duties of, I won't say FP&A, but on a broader perspective, a CFO. Do you think in a few years, let's say around 2035 or 2030, 90% of or most of the duties and the functions of a CFO could be taken over by Gen AI?
I wouldn't say it would be taken over. I would say that because I was asked this question in the past and I really thought about it, practically speaking. And the only thing that might really get eliminated is the junior work when it comes to building the reports and so on and so forth. As Mohammed already explained, that there are a lot of organizations that have a streamlined analytical pipeline for using Power BI or using Tableau and so on and so forth. And you, as a CFO, of course, at least you have seen such things at one point in your time. That's where I'm really curious about it. And I'm really thinking deeply that it might not get eliminated 100%, but it would get reduced. Because when we see an example like in the Middle East, Al-Futtaim, it's a big company and a big name as well. In Emirates, Al-Futtaim was actually proud to announce back in 2022 that they have partnered up with Microsoft to automate the entire FP&A department, the entire FP&A function. They have automated it completely. Does it mean that they don't have any FP&A specialists? Does it mean that they don't have any financial strategic business partner? Does it mean that they don't have any CFO? Absolutely not. They have everything in place. However, they have automated the tedious tasks, the day-to-day repeated tasks, in order for them to have people that are really concentrating on how to drive the business forward. As Ruby has mentioned at the beginning of the webinar, it's all about thinking strategically, and instead of putting time and effort and wasting it on generating basic reports, you would actually think about how to increase the revenue, how to reduce the cost, how to introduce new concepts to the business, and how to be really adding value to the business. I hope I answered your question.
Yes,
Yeah,
thank you very much.
Thank you, Ahmed. Let me add also one important point. So AI will help us to reduce, the workload. It will help us to eliminate the unnecessary tasks or the low value adding activities. But definitely, AI will not build the relationships with the commercial team, with the other departments, right? AI will not understand business and asking business the right question. AI will not take a strategic decision. So AI will help us to work more agile, to free up our time from the low value adding activities, as Ahmed said. It's not a junior task, it's a low value adding activities. Any low value adding activities, routine task, anything like that will be replaced by AI or automation in general. But we still need people to make decisions, build relationships, understand their business, present their business, telling the story behind numbers. So everything should be done by the people.
Absolutely.
So Ahmed, we have another question from Ms. Tahra.
Yeah. Please go ahead.
Okay.
Okay.
You can continue.
No problem. All right, so this is all actually making me really proud to announce that we have thought about creating one particular program for everything that we have mentioned. That's why we are proud to announce that we have officially created our own Certified International Financial Planning and Analysis, or CIFPA, which is accredited by the European International University and presented by Hoft Academy itself. The program is actually introducing new concepts that were never introduced into the market. It's one hub program for everything that you will need as an FP&A specialist, and it will truly get you a sense of the extended planning and analysis and how you would be able to be a true financial and strategic business partner. Because when we are seeing the modules, we are covering 9 important modules that are covering everything when it comes to today's need of FP&A. From FP&A as a strategic business partner, learning how to do the budgeting and forecasting, having the right techniques to do the performance reporting and analysis, and then learning the soft skill and the most important one, which is the data storytelling, how to properly present in front of an audience or in front of your senior stakeholders or senior management, how to make sense out of the data, as Ruby has mentioned in the beginning of the webinar. And then we would talk you through the strategic planning for FP&As, how to think strategically and how to add value from a strategic perspective. And then we would also cover the cognitive analytics part, how to use the generative AI and tools like ChatGPT and more tools actually for FP&As, how to leverage the data analytics and the existing tools that we have in another dimension or a new dimension using Excel and Power BIs for FP&As, as well as learning how to do the capital budgeting and the investment appraisals properly from the experts. And last but not least, doing the proper financial modeling for FP&A. And the presenters or the trainers of the program, of course, the one and only Mohamed ElRouby. He is a distinguished global finance and strategy leader with over 20 years of extensive experience in multinational companies. And of course, as you know him, he has helped thousands of people throughout his journey in order to help anyone who is trying to break into the FP&A to become an FP&A expert as himself, if not advancing in their careers and become a strategic business partner, truly adding value to their company. The second instructor with us is Islam Saadani, who is the lead strategy consultant. He is the founder of Forefront Consulting. He has worked over 25 industries with over 50 clients, and he has set the entire strategic process for them. And he has also demonstrated exceptional skills in navigating companies through strategic planning, execution, monitoring, and control. The third instructor with us is Ahmed Al-Ghazi, who is an expert in financial advisory, corporate finance, and investment management. He has a vast majority of knowledge and practical experience in financial advisory, corporate finance, and investment management. Sorry. He has also helped thousands of people on how to perform the proper financial model. Sorry, excuse me. At last but not least, myself. I'm sorry. Just give me 1 second. Yeah, sometimes I'm losing my voice. At last but not least, myself being having more than a decade of experience in the field of data analytics and the usage of AI and leveraging machine learning to enhance the regulatory efficiency. I've been working multinational companies and financial institutions, and I've also helped a lot of people to create the entire end-to-end data analytics and automation processes, as well as teaching them how to build their own in their organizations and companies. The program is actually going to be covered over the period of 6 months. It's online live sessions, which basically mean that it's not a pre-recorded program that will not only just give you the information, but also you will have an interactive sessions such as the webinar that you are in right now. You will be able to ask the right questions to the instructors. You will be able to apply what you have already learning on each and every session right in the next day at your work, because it's really, really comprehensive and it's putting a lot of practicality insight into it. And also it has interactive quizzes, interactive projects, as well as doing the proper interactive sessions for you to grasp the entire concept, and in order for you to have an enjoyable moment, not only a boring session that will not add value, but on the other hand, it will be a really, really interactive. It will be comprehensive, as well as adding value to you. The start date will be November 23rd. And if you have any questions regarding the program, which is accredited and validated by the European International University in Paris, which is top 51 business school worldwide and top 11 business school in France. And also, the certification is backed up and accompanied and accredited by large organizations such as ACBSP or other accreditation bodies. It has also a 5-star rating on QS rating. You can also see that EIU was announced as the top 51 business school worldwide by the Business Magazine. And if you have any information or any question regarding the program or the attendance, you can drop your information in the chat, or you can WhatsApp us on the number that you are seeing on the screen, or you can send an email directly to bd@hoft.academy. Do we have any questions or anything regarding today's webinar, or any thought that you
Yes,
are
Ahmed.
having before announcing the winners?
Yeah, Ahmed, there are 2 questions before we announce winner
Please,
and running the wheel.
please,
There is
please.
one question from Ms. Tahra. She asking about, could you please clarify whether generative AI is limited only to analyzing data in Excel, or it does have the capability to merge 2 profit and loss statements in the context of a merger and acquisition or combined balance sheet into a single standardized format?
Yes, it does have the capability of it. In the past, it didn't have it. Now, coming to having a more sophisticated learning model such as GPT-4o and the 4o advanced reasoning, it can do that absolutely with an ease. And also, when we are looking at other alternatives outside of ChatGPT world, like maybe tools like Gemini Advanced or 3.5 Sonnet, Claude 3.5 Sonnet, it can absolutely do it. And not only that, but also through the canvas, you can manipulate the data in real time and you can generate new forms out of it. So yes, I have confirmed that I've done it myself and it's totally doable.
Okay, and we have another question from Mustafa Ali. So Mustafa, feel free to unmute yourself and ask your question.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Salam.
Actually, we have a business which is contain 25 different business units. Each business unit, he has his own unique process. Did you feel the AI can support us with the different business unit process and modeling in terms of cost benefit?
Yes, absolutely. Because when it comes to build your own AI model, or you follow the practice of agentic AI, building your own AI agents, you can have and set each AI agent based on the industry or based on the demographic that you're working with. Instead of teaching it how to, from a vast majority of data or labeling data from all of the 25 companies or businesses, you can create more than 25 agents that each one is only specified for its industry. And this is where we are talking about the specified or specialized AI agents. And not only that, you can also divide each agent to another sub-agent based on the field or the type that you would like to implement. Because we all know that each industry has its own properties. It shouldn't be interjoined with each other. Each one has its own unique characteristics. So if you are going to rely on AI, especially when it comes to hallucination and give you the wrong information, and we want to use it to build our own strategic modeling and strategic thinking and build our own second brain, this is why we need to have it very, very specified, and we need to have it to be limited into a box where it can only help us in this industry or in this demographical area. And this is where we can use the agentic AI properly. So yes, it's doable.
Thank you too much, but I believe it's required major process re-engineering, or doesn't need.
Absolutely. No, yes, you are absolutely right. Major process engineering is a part of it. And also, not only that, the most important part is the change management. because when you are going to deal with people that are going to use these agentic tools or agentic AI tools, they need to prepare themselves on how to use it and how to leverage it. Because again, as we have explained it in the past, an AI tool alone will never be able to help you. There has to be a human behind the AI model that will be able to help you and will be able to satisfy the need of the company. So not only that, if in my mind, it would be from top to bottom. First is change management. Second is process and data re-engineering, ensuring that the data flow is already existing, everything is already set in place, the data modeling is already structured, and then jumping into the execution and the plan of the training the people on how to use it and then executing it on the real world.
Thank you too much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So now let's see the winners. So let me share my screen and
Yeah,
let's
please.
see who would be the
I will
winner.
stop my sharing. Yeah.
So let me tell you what would be the prize first. So the 3 winners will get 3% discount, 30% discount of all of the FP&A program for Hofta Academy. So the programs that shared right now, so you're gonna get 30% discounts from this program. So let's see the first winner. So the first winner is Isam Shazli. So Isam, feel free to reach out to our BD team and we will share with you the discount code if you are interested to join the program. So Isam Shazli. Let's see the second winner. So Mohamed Al-Hari. So congratulations, Mohamed. So you win a voucher of 30% discount for the FP&A certificate by Hofta Academy. Congratulations. And the third one, let's see who will be the third winner. So Wael Fargala, congratulations. So you won 30% discount for our new FP&A program. The program is starting in November 23rd, so in almost 3 weeks. So if any one of the 3 winners interested to join the program, you will get a voucher of 30% discount. So congratulations for all the winners and feel free to reach out to Hofta Academy team to get your prize. Thank you.
Congrats, everyone.
So with that, so is there any other questions? I see Asad. Do you have other question, Asad?
Yeah, just last question. Actually, I wanted to know the two things. Firstly, how good is it, especially the certification in Saudi Arabia? And secondly, what are the differences between your certification and the certification of FMVA given by CFI?
Yeah, perfect question. When it comes to asking about FMVA, because I am actually having I have FMVA myself, and I studied it maybe 1 year or 2 years back. But the main part here is you don't, like when it comes to differentiation, you don't come in place or in hand where you only see some videos and you only follow what you see on the screen without understanding the real reason behind every single thing that you see on your screen. You don't get to have the interactivity that you have with the instructors, similar to right now when you had a question and you wanted to ask it, one of us was able to answer you. It's the same concept and it's the same environment where you will be able to ask all of your immediate questions to the instructors. and resonate with what they are saying into your industry, and you will see how they will be able to help you. That's for starters. Second, of course, they have done a great job when it comes to trying to give you what is needed in today's world, but also we have covered every single practical step that you will need in today's world. And when it comes to really building your FP&A empire of knowledge, we have collected all of the problems that are being faced by FP&A specialists in large corporations and in large companies, and also in SMEs that are being faced. And we have addressed every single soft skill and technical skill that will be able to help you in your career level, in your path, as well as advancing in your career and really adding value to your existing company or to the environment that you're working for. The second question that you asked regarding Saudi Arabia, the reason why not only we are partnering up with EIU because of their accreditations and because of their ranking, it's not only that, but also European International University is officially accredited to be certified for any program that is being presented in Saudi Arabia, because they have taken the certification from the Higher Ministry of Education in Saudi Arabia to be really passing through every single program that is being accredited by EIU. So it's a milestone that they have reached recently. And I think when it comes to the accreditation point for those who are working in Saudi Arabia, it will be really, really added value to them, not only from the practical knowledge perspective and the amount of knowledge that you will be gaining and the practical hands-on experience that you will be having, but also from the accreditation, whether it's from a prestigious university like EIU, ranked in the position that it is right now, or backed up by its accreditation bodies like ECBSP or the other accreditation bodies that it has, but also to be certified by the Higher Ministry of Education in Saudi Arabia. It basically means that it's officially certified by Saudi Arabia, in other words.
Thank you very much, Mashallah alaikum, Mr. Ahmed and Mr. Mohamed. The session was great. I just wanted to know if there is a community, like on community on LinkedIn and all, that you have created for, finance managers and CFOs that can join and learn from your experiences and be interactive with other managerial positions.
I would love to leave the floor for Ruby for this, because he is better than me in this. So please go ahead.
Thank you very much, Asad, for your great feedback. Let me comment also on that, a quick comparison also between the FP&A program by Hoft Academy and the FMBA. Definitely, when you attend a live sessions with a real practical industry practitioners, this is completely different from just watching, a recorded videos, right? So all the trainers are industry experts with more than 20 years of experience in their fields. If you see Ahmed Saadani, he's built more than 50 strategies across Middle East. Ahmed Ghazi, he's had more than 15 years or 20 years of experience in the merger and acquisition and the private equity and investment banks. So also myself, I'm one of the top, global FP&A experts across the globe, and you have more than 20 years of experience in global multinational companies. So you get the experience from real industry experts. They will tell you what you have to do when you go to your office tomorrow. So not just watching a recording session. So it includes a lot of business cases, practical experience, case studies. So it will be intensive 6 months program. Regarding our communities, yes, we have different platforms. So we have a platform on WhatsApp, we have a platform on LinkedIn, and also we have running different roundtables, groups for FP&As and CFOs in different countries, especially in the UAE, Saudi Arabia, and in Egypt as well. So feel free definitely to meet us, interact with us over WhatsApp, LinkedIn, and also in the face-to-face events and the conferences we are running regular. So thank you, Asad.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So I don't see any other questions, so we can conclude, and thank you very much, everyone. We're gonna share the recording shortly, and see you in the next webinars and other events. Thank you.
Thank you.